Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to take out your toys and let's jump into the SandBox server, or if you do not want to do it, I am here for you guys. SandBox server is up and running, and this time, I think it is iteration number 3 or version 3, and this time they are testing out one of the most anticipated and waited rebalancings, revisions, changes. Rebalancing SPGs and their shells. As always, keep in mind, SandBox server is the server where they are testing out ideas for the future and where they are looking for our feedback. At least this is what they are saying. Now, in previous iterations, we assessed the changes to all shell types for non-SPG vehicles. Okay, this is actually a lie, because to all shell types, because you have not tested or you have not talked about hash rounds. So not every single shell type has seen a revision at least. Now it is time to move forward. In the upcoming version, we will keep all the changes from previous iterations. So all the changes are still in the game. HE changes, HP buff, standard ammunition deals more damage than the premium round, and so on. You can read more about them in different articles, free articles as you can see. However, this test will affect SPGs, another important aspect of the game that has remained unchanged throughout or through previous iterations. Okay, but what is their plan with SPGs? What are they thinking about doing? Let's have a look. They would like to adjust this vehicle type in accordance with the global shell rebalance. After all the changes to non-SPG vehicles, the parameters of SPGs became completely irrelevant. A proper rebalance, okay. Adding gameplay variability to this vehicle type, the current SPG shell types actually duplicate each other. Yes, HE and HE and nothing else. One simply has a bit more penetration. Oh, actually a bit more splash radius or something like that, which doesn't provide new tactical opportunities when choosing between them. So yes, basically load premium or special H round and you can deal more damage or something like that. We want to remedy this situation. Decrease the total duration of stun, nice. Decrease the damage share caused by SPGs. Damage share is quite an interesting word to use over here, but okay. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you the interesting part, where they actually surprised me. How they are going to do it, or what they are actually going to test out. Planned changes to the SPGs. So standard shells, as you can see. We are getting the third type of shell back, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment we have HE and HE. But standard shells. HE shells that stun and cause a relatively small amount of damage. HE shells that stuns. This is the keyword over here. The damage values are taken from the live server. It does not consider the increased HP pool of vehicles on the SandBox server. We get more hit points, but artillery is not going to do more damage. We are able to take more shots. We are able to survive more shots from the artillery. It does not consider the increased HP pool of vehicles on the SandBox server. The damage values are taken from the live server at the moment. That means, in terms of the percentage of the total HP pool, such shells will cause less damage. Secondly, special shells, HE shells that have increased damage per shot in comparison to the standard shell, which stuns, but without the stun effect. Now you actually have to think, ladies and gentlemen. Artillery so far was just such a one-hand class. You have one hand on the mouse, another hand can do whatever it wants. I know what you guys are thinking. No, I'm not thinking about that. You can actually drink 1 cup of coffee from my Beast Mode coffee mug, by the way, available at Beast Mode Care Store. That was actually quite a clever blog. I didn't know I'm going to do it, but I did it. But now you actually have to think. Do you like to stun? Would you like to help out your teammate with less damage? Or would you like to deal more damage, a bit more damage? No stunning effect. They have higher penetration values penetration values and a large burst radius. Nominal damage per shot is increased by approximately 15% in comparison to the standard shell, but once again, shell damage is taken from the live server. The percentage of damage caused by such shells is supposed to be the same as the percentage caused by SPGs on the live server. Okay, so far, less damage, but stunning. More damage, no stunning, with special shells. And finally, alternative shells. Ladies and gentlemen, they are bringing back AP and heat rounds. So all you T92 AP lovers, I believe you are jumping from the happiness. I am not so happy because I still remember how I was getting one-shotted in my IS-7 from by the hands of T92's AP round. I have actually been one-shotted, I do not even know how many times, and in my IS-7 as well, because if T92 penetrated the front of the IS-7, which happened quite regularly, and did hit Yamarak, boom, blow up. IS-7 was known for it, actually infamous for that, IS-7 and T92's combination. So, alternative shells. These shells have high penetration value and significantly lower but predictable damage if the shell penetrates. Significantly lower, so maybe they are actually going to lower the damage as well. Hopefully, we'll see. Basically, they will be like AP shells, but a small share of them can be heat shells as well. These shells will not stun. This time we are assessing the statistical results of the changes as well as your feedback regarding the SPG rebalancing that we have suggested with this iteration. Therefore, your feedback will be extremely important for us. So we would really like you to play and personally assess the idea of rebalance, considering all the changes that are being tested on the SandBox server. And this is exactly what I am going to do. I am going to provide you a lot of feedback because after I'm done recording this video, I try to get into the SandBox server and I'm going to play with some artilleries. Yes, just to see how those shell types work, what is the damage difference in actual battles, and what those AP and heat rounds are all about. Because at the moment, while I'm recording this video about the article, let's see, yeah, SandBox server for me is still not up yet, so I'm not able to show any gameplay action, but hopefully it comes back fairly soon. So, our expectations. We want players to have a choice. Yes, this is what I have been saying, like I do not know how many years. Like literally, this is what I have been saying. Like in Armored Warfare. Who remembers Armored Warfare's artillery? It had two really good things. As soon as you fire, enemy artillery can hear the ping and can see the ping on the minimap as well. If you go fast enough, if you click on the minimap, if you click on the enemy artillery, you can actually see that enemy artillery as well. So that opened kind of a mini game between artilleries, and all the vehicles on the battleground had a little resting time because artilleries tried to kill each other at the start of the battle and so on. They tried to outsmart each other and so on. Plus, on the top of that, they had smoke rounds. They had, I think, some other rounds as well. I cannot remember that, but artillery over there had so many choices. It was so much better, in my opinion, than in the World of Tanks. So finally, I cannot say they listened to me, but I have said that for I do not even know for how long time. Finally, they are going to have to make choices. Depending on the situation in the battles, players should choose between the ability to stun enemies, cause more damage, or penetrate enemy armor. The possibility of choosing between a shell that causes lower damage and stuns, and shell that causes more damage but doesn't stun should together decrease the share of both parameters, stun and damage. The player's performance using SPGs will directly depend on the ability to choose a shell type that best suits the current game situation. Yes, choices once again. Stun, less damage. No stun, more damage with HE, which guarantees a damage. Or more damage with AP or heat round, but you have to hit in the first place. And number two, you have to penetrate, but knowing artillery's RNG, this is not guaranteed. Not always guaranteed. So basically, the old SPG spec, where you have standard HE, premium HE with slightly more penetration and more damage, I think, yeah, and AP or heat rounds. Basically, the old artillery spec with a little tweak should be lower damage overall compared to the vehicle's HP and stunning effect. But players have to make choices. Stunning is actually really crucial, annoying, can win battles. Hopefully artillery players are going to think about their decisions as well, which ammunition type is the best at the moment. Every new thing can look super awesome on the paper, beautiful, nice on the paper, or even bad, or even ugly on the paper, but how it actually works, for that we have to jump on the battlefield and we have to test it out. So additional features of the Rebalance SPGs, shells for SPGs will be rebalanced starting from tier 6. If the gun of an SPG is not used on the vehicle above tier 5, or the gun does not have a standard stunning HE shell, the gun will not be rebalanced. No shells will be added. Okay. If the gun uses the special HE, then it will simply lose the stun effect. Okay, all other parameters of such shells will remain unchanged. Yada. The special ammo of the premium SPGs are represented by heat for the 105 Leffe and AP for Sexton 1. Okay, so Leffe and Sexton 1. The parameters of these shells will remain unchanged. Okay, anyway, I believe this is the most important information, or I covered the most important information about their plans to the SPGs. Now please let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. I am really looking for your feedback, and please stay tuned, hit that subscribe button and bell button as well, because you do not want to miss some gameplay action with those SPGs coming up fairly soon on this channel. I love you all, stay awesome, take care and bye.